Welcome to the Gospel of Ben channel. It's been a while since we've done a firearm video, so I was just going to show you the firearm that I most recently restored. This is a Meriden 38 Smith & Wesson Top Break revolver. They were made in Connecticut from about 1905 to 1918. They were sold in Sears and Roebuck. Ivor Johnson made a model of these. Harrington and Richardson, Colt, Smith & Wesson, I think have all made a model of these. I have lost the screw on mine, so mine doesn't have screw grips. I got to find one. But this is not originally the grips were black. It is clear. Let me take these grips off because they're just going to keep falling off anyways. It is clear, as you can see. It is a top break, sort of like the old Schofield, like Jesse James used. It is double action, and it is single action. Now, this shoots the 38 Smith & Wesson, not to be confused with the 38 Special. It's a little bit shorter, a little bit different. I have some someplace, but I don't have them here at the desk to show you. So when I got this, it was nickel. It was basically rusted through. The nickel was falling off. And I went to a buddy of mine. He allowed me to use some of his equipment, sanded all of it down to bare steel, not stainless, just bare steel. Got the scratches as best as I could. You can still see a few of them in there from getting it taken care of. I had it re-blued from a guy that is local. We put it all back together, and this is how it turned out. It's pretty nice. There's a few places where I didn't get the chrome off all the way, or the nickel off all the way. You can see like right here where that gold spot, right here along the back side of it, there's some spots. That was just hard for me to do. And after working on it for a long time, I thought, well, I understand the process of it. This was a learning piece for me, but it does work pretty well. You can see the trigger pull on it. There's some interesting things about it that I'm not fans of, with it being an older gun. If you pull the hammer back, it moves. It's not got the tight lockup like it should have if it was like a Smith & Wesson. Another thing is the thing just freely moves while you're shooting it. And so that means when you pull the hammer back, see, it'll still move up until a point, and then it locks. And it locks in place pretty good. It won't go backwards, but it'll keep going forward like this. And of course, the top break works very well. It does have the ejector. So this was my Meriden 38 Smith & Wesson restoration. It worked out pretty well. I don't have any videos. I do have before and after pictures, and I'm not talented enough in this YouTube thing to be able to show you all that. If I see you in person, I'll show you. Because I show everybody, because I just think it's cool. I've got some information on Meriden Firearms. You can't really determine from the serial numbers, which are here, here, and then there's one on the inside. You can't really tell, which is up here on the bottom. You can't really tell when these were made. The records have been lost over the years. Just know that they were made somewhere between 1905 and 1918. Sold by Sears and Roebuck. They had a nickel-plated finish with rubber grips, and I bought some ivory grips from a gentleman online. Handgungrips.com, I think is what it was called. And he had a pair that I had to buy, and they were a whole lot bigger than this. And you just blend them in with the frame, and that's what I did. I took a sander to them and a Dremel, and I just blended them in where there was no spots where it caught on my finger, and refinished them to give them that clear coat, and it just worked out real well. Just got to find me a screw for it, which is near impossible. This company also made shotguns. Now, the cool thing about this is not a Colt, but I've been joking with everybody and telling them I think it's Colt adjacent. And the reason I say that is because I believe the factory that these were made in, and I could be mistaken, but from what I can understand, the factory that these were made in was eventually sold to Colt when the company went out of business. So eventually, Colt Firearms was made in the same Connecticut factory as these. Now, some of you guys know more about Colt than I do, know more about firearms than I do in the history of them. And if I'm wrong, tell me, because people don't let me lead you astray. But this is pretty cool. It was a fun project. It's got some stamping on the back, Meriden Firearms, Meriden, Connecticut, USA. And I don't know if they made them there or not. It could have been like Hartford or someplace like that for the Colt models. But it was a fun project. So if you have any questions about this or need any advice, it's extremely hard to find anything about these firearms on YouTube or anywhere. Reach out in the comments. I'd be more than happy to give you any information I can, any advice I can. My best advice would be to look up the Ivor Johnson 38 Smith & Wesson. The parts may not be interchangeable, but the takedown and the assembly and reassembly is pretty much the same. Just make sure you look up the top break model with the hammer and not the hammerless model. There is a little bit of a difference there. The hardest piece, taking it apart and putting it back together, was this little piece. I've already got a spot on it. Was this little piece right here, making sure that was in the right spot so that the ejector worked properly and that everything worked correctly. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you'd like to know more, please say something down in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I got a few more gun videos that are going to be coming out here soon, and try to get back in the habit of posting videos a little bit more often besides cat shorts, because the kittens it's getting too cold to go out and film cats. So you guys have a great day. God bless you, and I hope you guys enjoy. See you next time.